Well, hello there, everybody. Gail Craft here with a new backdrop. Hope you enjoy it. I'm here actually today to talk to you about a thought that came to me, and that thought is about resistance. And at first I thought, well, resistance is futile, right? Does that sound familiar? And in a way, it is. We will initially feel resistance to some things, but where I want to go with this is that there are different levels of resistance. So when we first become aware of our emotions, when we first become aware that that's what's driving us, and we recognize resistance, it's usually a high level of resistance. Like, I cross my arms and I'm not going to do that. That's obvious resistance. Or anger is obvious resistance. Feeding the fire, right? Feeding into a situation is actually obvious resistance. And when we become aware of that kind of resistance, it becomes easier to figure out ways to address it with the right guidance, with the right coaching, with the right support. Resistance needs support. Resistance and support. You can learn to recognize what your body is telling you with that resistance and how to let go, right? And grab the lesson and move on. But then there's a middle level of resistance, and that level of resistance is actually something that you recognize after the big one is taken away. And it's something that might take you by surprise. You might go, oh, I'm resisting that. So getting involved with somebody new, there might be a little resistance there. Letting go of something old, there might be a little resistance there. When you realize you don't want to do something, or even want to do something, there is this energy of resistance, and you learn to recognize that level. And again, take a look at, why am I resisting? And get the lesson, get the gift, and figure out, well, what is my next move? And release and relax that resistance. And then there's the sneaky level of resistance, which I fall into right now. And that is making choices contrary to what's going on because you feel you're not ready. So, for example, if I have so much on my plate, I will say, and I've said recently, I'm in the third dimension, time and space. It takes time and space to get something done. I'm feeling pushed. Well, that's resistance, right? That's resistance to the creative process. That's resistance to coming up with new ideas. That's resistance to being in flow. When I was reminded that this was resistance, thank you very much, Franco. When I was reminded that this is resistance, and I actually kind of laughed, I sat back and remembered the old saying, go slow to go fast. And the reason that works is because resistance takes away from your energy. Resistance actually gets in the way of getting things done. And when I let go, some things didn't get done. Some things actually probably didn't matter. And my day started to go a little bit more in flow. And I just kind of laugh and chuckle about the fact that, yes, resistance is futile. It's going to happen. So don't resist. It's futile. It gets you nowhere. It gets in your way, but recognize it and kind of laugh about the fact that it's come up and give yourself a pat on the back that you've recognized it, and then start thinking about steps and activity and choices that are a little bit different, where you can release that resistance and allow the flow of your creativity and the flow of innovation come through. Craft, resistance is futile. Bye-bye.